Hi everybody, today we have the T65 phone from Holland. It's their standard phone which was produced in the 60s, and the first production I understand was 65, so hence the name T65. It was developed with cooperation from a German firm, Krone, but it's manufactured then by Ericsson's standard, HEMAF and Krone itself. We'll have a little look further into the actual workings of the phone, so if I can be excused while I take the part off, I've done it in such a way as to make it easy. So remove the handset, the cover. I'm going to have to put the camera down as I do this, so I apologise. Just releasing the dial itself because it's of interest. I had quite a job doing this, and I thought I'd make it easy by keeping it out, and of course what happened, here, I've actually done it. So I apologise for the break. I think it's always interesting to have a look inside, and that's where we see all the interesting bits. Now, as I said before, it was manufactured by several makers with parts being interchangeable. Now this phone itself, the back is the typical back. There is no name or maker which would normally be in that space. I don't know why, but that's it. And that's the only one I've got of this example. The cover I've taken off to show where the leads come in. There's that one there is the handset. The other lead to the block terminal is in fact missing. I don't know where that's gone, but that is a lead that I'll have to pick up. You've got a little controller there for the actual ringer, so you get different volumes of ring. It's a plastic base. Let's turn it back over. Now it's interesting, as I said, different makers made these. This phone itself is a bit of a marriage. By that I mean it's made by several makers, but it was intended to be interchangeable, and that's exactly what has happened. We look down there. I might need a light to see this. I think you can just see it. It's the trademark of HEMAF. See if I can get it a bit closer. There we are. That's actually a trademark of the HEMAF company. Now inside here you have your printed circuit, and it's interesting to note that the little induction coil, the anti-side tone coil, is made by ITT. That yellow is the actual capacitor. You've got an earth button there, which is a little bit stiff at the moment. Needs a little bit stiff, but that is the earth button, which these phones tended to have. The ringer itself is slightly different design to what you normally see. There it is. There's the coil. It's like a vertical coil. These used with the sort of standard type was two coils side by side which laid flat, but this is different. Oh well. That's the part that moves across. And the gongs are of two different sounds. They always do this to give a more melodious sound, I suppose. There's one. Yeah, ding dong. And that's with the control on loudest sounding bell. Now, interesting to note that in there you've got your set of contacts, which is nicely covered away from the dust. Let's have a look at the dial. Now the dial, I'll give some more light because I think it's so important to see exactly how it works, or have an idea how it works. Now the dial itself is made by another company. In that triangle is the name Krone, K-R-O-N-E, Krone, and their dials are a little bit different. They're not the normal type of dial. As you can see, it's totally different to what you would normally find. I will try and operate it. It's a bit awkward doing it all by myself, so let's have a little go. It's very difficult. Let's move that out of the way. You see what I mean? The you wind it up, and the contacts. There's a little ball on the little ball there, which acts on these little raised parts, and these raised parts give you your actual pulsing. So it is totally different to a normal dial. How reliable they are, I don't know. They're probably quite reliable, but as I say, this is rather glad this phone has got this dial, because it's something a little bit different. It's always nice to show something that is different. So there we are. The marriage continues. We've got the works made by Hemaf. We've got the dial made by Krone. Let's have a little look at the casing. And there's the case in grey. It's a thermoplastic, which is a very strong plastic, which is said not to break, but I'm assured if I jumped on it, it would definitely break. So there's a bit of a what's it there. Now if you look in the corner there, I've got to get it just right because I want you to see it. There's a name, Ericsson, another very famous name concerning telephones, Ericsson. So we've got another name cropping up, but this is okay, it is normal. Now I've taken the here we have the inserts, or the capsules, whatever you like to call them, and these vary. In fact, they don't vary. They look to me identical to the inserts that were in the old Hemaf, the one I showed previously, with that lovely two-tone colour. I'll say it now, I still prefer the older phones. But anyhow, having said that, this is not a badly made phone. And this is the earpiece. Got the PTT on there. There is no, there's no manufacturer's name on that, which is unusual. And I have looked. Yeah. It's got your PTT, Posts and Telecoms, Telegraphs. 471, so it's 1971. These are a well made job, they're firm. And in there would be your normal magnet and your coil and the diaphragm, because that is the receiver part. Now the transmitter will be of carbon granules, and this is the actual transmitter, and that too doesn't have any names on it. Oh yes, hold on, round the side, that's 77 TMC. Now TMC was in England, the telephone manufacturing company. I didn't think they were in Holland, so I don't know. It is a bit of a mystery. It's certainly not we didn't use this type of transmitter, but it's got TMC, so you know, whether they bought them from England, I don't know. But anyhow, that's the actual transmitter. That, as I say, more or less concludes what I have to say on this phone. As I say, like I always end with, any questions please ask. I will try and answer them. I'm not going to say I'm going to be able to, but if I can, I will. My subscriber in Holland is very, very keen on these phones. That's GT Man 1100, and he was the one who said I hadn't put a particular model up. Well, now I have. I'm glad to be quite honest, I didn't know whether I had one of these or not. So I went upstairs on the shelf, and lo and behold, it turned up. And it was also a pleasant surprise to find it had the different type of dial. There's more on this from the now I don't know what it's called, but there's a museum. It's not got it on there, but there is a museum in Holland online, and it has quite a lot of information about this and the other Dutch phones, plus some other ones. Then it was at the time thought that the German phone was almost a copy of this, and I can also say so's the Spanish phone, and if you like, the Australian phone. They're all very, very similar in outwards. They look, you know, look at it quickly, you'd think, oh yeah, that's so and so, but in fact it isn't. So you know, it was obviously quite a popular design. That shows how it joins up inside. You've got nice connectors. All in all, it is a nice phone, and it is collectible. I don't worry about the actual colours. I'm more on the actual technical side, but I know certain colours are more valuable than others, and my subscriber has got quite a few of these, and he's very, very interested in them, and I hope I pleased him by actually putting this one on. If I've done anything wrong, come back and tell me what I've done wrong, because you know, he is in Holland, he knows these phones inside out, and his knowledge of these is far greater than mine. So once again, thanks for watching. Any questions, please subscribe, and once again, thanks for watching. Thank you.